Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So you all remember the Freddie Gray case here in Baltimore. A brother was stopped, arrested by the police without any kind of legal or valid reason. They put this brother in a paddy wagon without securing him to make sure that he's safe. They were riding around. The brother ended up breaking his neck. His neck was broken, shattered. One of the medical examiners described his neck as feeling like a bag of rocks. The brother was in a coma for a little brief period of time, and then he passed away. And in response to that, the people in Baltimore erupted. There were rebellions here, so-called riots here. Now, you had a brave prosecutor, Marilyn Mosby, who proceeded with criminal charges against these officers, and none of them were convicted. The cases ended up being dismissed. And during that time, the Justice Department had their own separate investigation against these officers. And recently, the Justice Department made it clear that there would be no charges against these officers. So basically, this means that those officers will face no criminal charges. The state charges were dismissed, and now you have the DOJ, the Department of Justice, saying that they're not bringing any charges against these guys. So they won't be found criminally responsible for the death of Freddie Gray. And it's not surprising that the Justice Department under Jeff Sessions would not bring any charges. It's not surprising at all, given his pro-police stance, given the fact that this is a man who doesn't even want to enter consent decrees with police departments. This man doesn't think that that's the best way to address police brutality. I mean, I would be surprised if this guy even acknowledges that police brutality is a problem in American society. This man is more concerned about so-called law and order and law enforcement, that he couldn't care less about police brutality. That's not a top priority. So I'm not surprised that the Justice Department under Jeff Sessions didn't bring any kind of charges. And I'm also not surprised, given the high legal hurdles that people have to overcome in order to bring such civil rights charges against police officers. So it's not surprising, but it's deeply disappointing. You know, it's unfortunate that this brother will have no justice. You know, essentially what happened was the city gave the family some hush money, gave them a couple of dollars, and that's the end of it. I mean, there's one positive development that came out of this whole thing, is that you had, under Barack Obama, they conducted a thorough investigation of the Baltimore Police Department, and they were able to create a consent decree that would hopefully change some of the practices of the Baltimore Police Department. So hopefully that will bear some fruit and create some kind of changes, so we won't have any more Freddie Gray situations, but only time will tell. So this is disappointing, to say the least. You know, here we have another black man dead with no justice in sight. Now, there's some pending disciplinary trials for 5 of these officers. And basically that means that they may lose their jobs, or they may be suspended and all kinds of things like that for what happened involving Freddie Gray. And, you know, I think that that's important that they proceed with those trials. You know, I hope that they are disciplined, but even if they are disciplined, that's not enough. That's not enough to make up for the death of this brother, Freddie Gray, to render any kind of justice. That is not justice, even if they are disciplined. It's just really deeply disappointing that we have another case where a brother is killed by these police and there is no justice. So tell me what y'all think. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.